My name is Ben O'Keefe. I'm a professional referee with New Zealand Rugby. Grew up in Blenheim, went to Marlborough Boys College. We had a great first 15 when I was down there. Absolutely loved playing rugby. And then watched my dad, who was actually a referee as well. He would referee in the afternoons. So I really enjoyed that on the sidelines, polar chips, can of Coke watching him, and sometimes I'd even be his water boy as well. So I really enjoyed it, but really busy and sporting upbringing with my family. I've always tried to keep my hand in my other passion, which is my medical career. So when I started refereeing, I was doing it on the weekends, just at club rugby down at Otago University. I was studying medicine, I was studying to be a doctor, so I did that for 6 years. I was doing my medicine during the week, refereeing the weekend, and starting to do professional rugby as well. It was probably when I started doing grades like Heartland Rugby and NPC, I saw it as a potential professional pathway, so I grabbed it with both hands and I haven't looked back since. So mental health and mental well-being for me, it's all about positivity, change, adaptability, and knowing that, okay, look, my mental health, my mental well-being at the moment is a little bit off of where I normally want it to be. What can I do to change it? Talking about not just mental health, but feelings has always been something that's been a bit of a stigma, or it just hasn't been well received or accepted. I think we're quite proud. We try and keep things to ourselves, and I think sometimes people think that it's a sign of weakness, but it's not. It totally isn't. It's actually a sign of strength, I believe, and the only way that I've seen those people or myself go forward is by being open and talking about your feelings. You go through these physical feelings or manifestations of pressure or stress or feeling down, and what do you need to do about it? Well, you actually need to be aware of it and actually start talking to people, be open, be vulnerable about how you're feeling, because that's the first step in being actually able to deal with it. I think understanding that it can be normal to feel down after a game, especially when you feel like you could have done better. I think I try and separate the emotions of what maybe the public or the people on the sideline think to actually, okay, what was my own performance like? I try and notice what's going on in my body and what's going on in my mind, how I'm feeling after a game, or especially when I'm reviewing it, and understanding that feeling of disappointment, that cloudiness, that feeling where I could have done better is a normal part of the positivity around what you're trying to achieve in a game, because you want to be doing a really good job. So I think noticing that you can feel that way, and then expecting that you can feel that way potentially after games as well, and then just working out some tools after that to be able to deal with it. And I think the first thing is accepting, understanding that this may happen or this is happening in that moment, and then what am I going to do after that? I definitely can think back to a moment where it affected me as a referee. Rugby World Cup 2023, it was an amazing tournament. I got the opportunity to referee the quarter-final, which was some of the top seeds, so home nation France versus South Africa, massive game. And we sort of knew as referees that going into a game like that there was going to be controversy no matter what. What I didn't expect, I guess I hadn't really prepared myself for the level of criticism that then in the onslaught that came in afterwards. So I'd done the semi-final, and I was actually in the bathroom, and someone came up to me and asked me if I was Ben O'Keefe, and I said yes. And he said, look, I told my friends if I ever saw Ben O'Keefe in real life, I was going to kill him. And so I was in a corner of this bathroom, cornered by this person and 3 other people. And I basically just got out of there. Those sort of moments really affected my mental well-being and my mental health. I started questioning myself again. What I did is I went back to my processes around how would I deal with it. And it came down to being vulnerable, being open, telling my referee colleagues how I was feeling, telling my friends and family how I was feeling. And the moment that I did that, it helped me make better decisions during the week. It helped me understand what I needed to focus on for the game. And it helped me get out of that hole where you're angry, you're clouded, your thought processes are jumbled, and I could go out there and be a better referee, but be a better and a happier person as well. So the learning, no matter what you're doing in rugby, whether you're in your workplace, whether you're with your family, you'll go through similar experiences where you'll feel down, you'll feel like you can't get out of that place. And I know now, looking back on that, I did it through help of other people and not just by sort of internalising everything, trying to keep it to myself. We all have shared experiences, similar experiences, and I think going through it and understanding that you're not alone when you go through experiences whether you're on the rugby field or in life as well, is really cool, because then you start thinking, oh great, there's actually some really good resources out there. If all I need to do is open up and talk to them about it, and then you actually see that you're not alone in terms of some of the good times and the tough times that you go through. People, especially that important to me, they're never too far away to just be able to pick up a phone, have a video call, and have a chat to them. And whether it is doing something like a hobby with them, walking the dog, playing sport, playing something like golf, doing something you enjoy, and then just as you're doing that activity, chatting about something that's on your mind, or chatting about a difficult moment that you had the week before, is a really cool, I think, time to be able to do it. And it really just opens up the ability to be able to access their experiences and obviously their help. And I think for me that's my go-to around how I access my friends and family. I think one thing I'd say to anyone, or even just a close friend, I know I've done it before, who I can see is going through a tough time, is I'll just get alongside them. I'd be really open to them, I'll talk to them. I'll let them know what I'm noticing around either their behaviour or what I'm seeing, understanding that it's not like who they normally are, but it's okay to be how they are right now. It's okay to feel how they feel, and they don't need to hide it. And what I do is I'll just open up on some experiences that I've had, and I might not be able to do it in that first sitting. It may take a few days or a few weeks, but I'll continually, slowly just check in on that person and just keep talking to them about how I feel, how I want them to feel, and how we can do things together to get them back into a really good space. So my mental well-being for me, if I'm outside of rugby, if I'm obviously with friends, enjoying my time, spending time with them, keeping physically active either through hitting a golf ball, playing squash. I love getting a good sweat up, and obviously being able to think about anything that's been going on during the week. I get a really buzz out of helping people in the hospital, so I'll do a clinic, and just when I get people back and I've done something to help them, they come back and they thank me for it, that really makes me feel really good inside. So I sort of combine all those things, and that allows me to be the Ben O'Keefe, or the referee that you see on the field. One thing that I use is just sort of some key words, and I've got engraved in my whistle, and it's called trust and enjoy. Trust the decision that you made, trust that you're going to make really good decisions in the game, and trust that you're the best referee out there for this job at the moment. If you're ever needing to trust yourself, you've got to enjoy yourself too. So I always try and remind myself that it's such a privilege to be out on the rugby field refereeing this game that we love. It allows me to move on, allows me to smile, and enjoy the rest of the 79 minutes, or the 5 minutes that are left in the game.